Hi, welcome to Rising Vibrations. I'm Inga. This reading is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of May 2018. The focus of this reading will be how to recover after betrayal, and specifically how to find yourself after a betrayal. The assumption is that you were with an Aries and your Aries left you for someone else, and now you're in the process of trying to recover your life and yourself and get regrounded after a betrayal. So let's see where we are. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down for a second, guys. Excuse me. So this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of May 2018. This is if you had an Aries partner who was Sun, Moon, or Rising who was basically cheating, or they betrayed you. They betrayed you. It doesn't necessarily have to be cheating, and how you can recover, how you will find yourself after this loss. So let's see where we are. We're going to look at their motivations. We're going to also look at your motivations, and we're going to see where they are right now in this process. So the first pull that we have is the King of Coins. This is in the position of the situation. What was the overriding situation? In the second position for how they are feeling about the relationship and what happened, we have the Ten of Wands. For how you're feeling, we have the Five of Swords, which is fitting because there probably is, again, a feeling of betrayal or also loss, also some issues of pride. What they did, we have the Queen of Wands. This is the betrayal itself, and we're going to pull two more around this. And then finally, the outcome, we have the Ace of Swords. So if we're looking overall for the Aries who cheated, I think it was a lot of self-interest. The Aries was behaving in a way where they were the central focus. There seems to be a lot of selfishness associated around this event, feeling left out. Also, them trying to conceal their actions. You may have had an Aries who was really trying to have their cake and eat it too. You may have found out about this betrayal after it had already been going on for quite a bit of time, leaving you really feeling like you were cockled in a way, like you were the last one to know. Again, we have this fire energy. This is the betrayal itself. This is acting basically out of self-interest. The Aries was acting out of self-interest. They were only concerned about themselves in this whole event and less about you. And then finally, for the outcome, we have the Ace of Swords, which is a type of clarity. This perhaps feels more like, okay, this is where we are. Where do we go from here? I understand what you did, and this also feels a lot like not wanting to reconcile, realizing that something's got to give, something will have to change, and that you're not willing to go back into the situation, probably if at all, but definitely if changes cannot be made. But this feels more like you're ready to walk away. It's very clear to you what happened. You're very clear about your motivations, about your boundaries and thresholds, and what you expect in a committed partnership. This is about commitment. This was always about commitment for you if you're dealing with an Aries who stepped out. So let's see around the event how they felt about it. We have the Six of Cups, and how you felt about it. We have the Ten of Cups. So you were probably quite happy and quite willing to put in the work. It feels like the Aries was always the central focus, and probably in this relationship, this was the case. You put a lot of attention and time. It does not seem to be like it was a 50-50 situation. It seems to be more like a 99% to 1%, where you were putting in a lot of the work. They were doing less of the work, and probably some issues around immaturity for the Aries, needing to develop more and become more mature in how they executed their life in general, their choices, their decisions. So it seems to me that if you're dealing with an Aries who cheated and they've walked away from the relationship, let's see how they're doing, how they're feeling right now. But it seems to me that you're not ready to re-enter this relationship, this union, this bond. You're pretty much over it. It feels like a lot of disappointment occurred in the past, and that you were always given second chances, third chances to this Aries, sun, moon, or rising, and now you've hit the wall. You've had it, especially after this event. And especially if this wasn't the first time that you've dealt with this from the Aries. So, well, where they are, we have the Knight of Cups. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. And finally, we have the Three of Cups. So this really looks like, again, three-party situations in some respect, like love triangle. The Aries, former Aries, sun, moon, rising sign may not be really ready to walk away from a committed relationship with you. They may be trying to come back and convince you about their rationale and their reasons for stepping outside of your committed relationship, trying to convince you that we have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, that you're better off together, that you had a good relationship, there were only a few things wrong, and that you can still work it out. But it seems to me that they're still focused on their needs, what they need, what they want, like trying to get you back as a security blanket. There can be real love and real emotion there. We have the Knight of Cups, but the maturity is lacking on their part. The maturity is lacking, and after a time, even if you do try to reconcile, you'll get more of the same. So the best advice would be to move forward with this Ace of Swords. Try to get clarity. Try to get your own clarity beyond that of the Aries. Try to focus less on them and more on you, and more about what you want and what you need to be comfortable from here on out. I think you need to take some time alone for reflection and thought. Also thinking over the events that happened in the past, how much you and how much of a role you played in all this, things that you may have tried to also turn a blind eye to in the past. And again, reestablishing your boundaries in relationships, also your core beliefs and expectations in a relationship. So that reading was for if you are dealing with an Aries who cheated and left, and now you're trying to figure out how to recover and regain yourself in balance after the betrayal. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again next month. Bye-bye.